Around the World in 80 Days, 1956, is a classic adventure film, based on the 1873 novel by Jules Verne, which is one of the most famous works of 19th-century science fiction. Plot: the film follows Phileas Fogg, a wealthy and somewhat eccentric Englishman, who wagers with his fellow members at the Reform Club that he can circumnavigate the globe in 80 days. He sets off with his loyal servant Passepartout and encounters a variety of adventures, including runaway trains, pirates, and even an abduction. They must also deal with a dog detective, Fix, who believes Fogg has committed a robbery. Throughout their journey, Fogg and Passepartout travel by steamship, train, elephant, and other modes of transportation across different countries and cultures. Along the way, they meet a wide array of characters and face numerous obstacles, all while racing against time. Cast: David Niven as Phileas Fogg, Cantinflas as Passepartout, Shirley MacLaine as Auda, Robert Morley as Detective Fix. Director: Michael Anderson. The film used over 68,000 extras and 7,959 animals, making it one of the largest productions in Hollywood history. The movie was shot on location in 13 different countries, including Spain, Japan, Thailand, and India. The stunning visuals help showcase the beauty of global travel at a time when international tourism was far less common. The Mexican comedian Cantinflas, who played Passepartout, was an extremely popular actor in Latin America, and many critics felt he outshone David Niven as the film's most entertaining character. In fact, the movie was marketed as a Cantinflas film in Spanish-speaking countries. The filmmakers shot over 1 million feet of film, which is nearly 190 miles of film reels. This was one of the most ambitious productions of its time. The film won Best Picture, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, Best Score, and Best Adapted Screenplay at the 1957 Academy Awards. At the time, adventure and epic films were rarely seen as serious Oscar contenders. Around the World in 80 Days became one of the first comedies to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. Even though the film is often associated with a hot air balloon, there is no balloon scene in Jules Verne's original novel. The filmmakers added it to make the visuals more exciting. The ocean scenes were filmed aboard actual 19th-century steamships, which added authenticity to the film's look. The movie featured more than 40 celebrity cameos, including Frank Sinatra, Marlene Dietrich, Buster Keaton, and Cesar Romero. This was one of the earliest examples of an all-star cast in Hollywood. Legendary silent film star Buster Keaton appeared as a train conductor, a nod to his classic silent comedy The General, 1926, which was also about a great train adventure, Mind Blown. The movie was nearly 3 hours long plus an intermission, making it one of the longest films of its era. This was part of a marketing strategy to make audiences feel like they were going on an epic journey. Just a year after winning the Oscar for Around the World in 80 Days, producer Mike Todd died in a plane crash in 1958. He was married to Elizabeth Taylor at the time, and she was supposed to be on the flight but stayed home due to a cold.
You'll only take the time to go around it.
Are you formally challenging me to undertake a journey around the world in 80 days?
Film budget estimated at $6 million. This made it one of the most expensive films of its time due to the massive production scale, location shoots, and all-star cast. Box office earned over $42 million in the U.S. alone. Worldwide total revenue is estimated to be around $100 million, equivalent to over $1 billion today. It was the highest-grossing film of 1956 and one of the biggest hits of the decade. Positive reviews. The New York Times 1956 called the film a colossal picture show, appreciating its massive scale, visual splendor, and all-star cast. It was seen as a visually striking and fun cinematic adventure. Variety 1956 highlighted the film's spectacular scope and charm, especially the performances of David Niven and Cantinflas. The film was noted for being an exciting journey filled with delightful set pieces and engaging moments. Time magazine 1956 praised the film's grand production and humor. It was described as a glorious globe-trotting adventure that successfully captures the spirit of Verne's story with a fun, family-friendly vibe. Empire magazine celebrated the cinematography and technical achievements, noting that the film's scope, beauty, and lavish design make it a timeless example of 1950s Hollywood's ability to pull off an adventure on a global scale. Negative reviews. Bosley Crowther, NY Times critic, 1956, felt that the film, while visually grand, was often overlong and lacking in emotional depth. Crowther believed that the emphasis on spectacle overshadowed the narrative, and the pacing was sometimes too slow for a modern audience. Roger Ebert, though Ebert acknowledged the film's grandeur, he noted that it felt outdated for modern viewers. The slow pace, heavy reliance on spectacle, and lack of character development made it hard for him to fully embrace. Leonard Maltin, while Maltin rated the film highly, he noted that it was often seen as a glorified travelogue. The movie's excessive length and slow story progression made it a tough watch for contemporary audiences, especially with the lack of urgency compared to Verne's original adventure. The Guardian, the film was criticized for its dated cultural portrayals, which didn't stand the test of time. Some depictions of non-Western cultures were seen as problematic and out of touch with modern sensibilities.